right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory
to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakudash.
I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. I'd like to say shalom to the elect that teach His word in all truth, faith, and sincerity. And what else could we do but prophesy, man? The thing that takes place upon the planet Earth is the will of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua. You know, and everything we saying is we really witnessing the climax of life, you know, where our Lord Yahushua is about to make His return, man. You know? So, matter of fact, you got something?
Yeah, real quick.
You got it, bro.
Kind of Matthew 24, verse 3. And as He sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto Him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world?
So as you can see, that was a private, intimate conversation, man. The secrets. Matter of fact, get Daniel 2. I think you started like 19, I believe. The secret, knowing the end of the world. The time where one power was about to be transferred to another, man. And we come to the last succession of it. The last run of all these heathen nations before the kingdom of heaven is established, man. You know? And that has always been our desire and what we have always been inquiring for generations, man. Just going back when you go to Ezra, what shall be the pardon asunder of the times? Jump to Acts, the first chapter. They asked the Lord, without this time?
Restore again?
The only two times they asked the Lord that, you know, it was that has been the spirit of all the prophets for generations. But you got it though.
Micah 2 in verse 19.
No, Daniel.
I mean, it's like Daniel 2 in verse 19. It's like it says, Then was the secret revealed unto Daniel in a night vision.
See, and that secret was concerning the interpretation of the dream of Nebuchadnezzar. Which that dream goes into pretty much those major empires to come, but for the kingdom of heaven, man.
Yeah, that dream's still happening now.
It's still to this. We at the toes part now. We're in the latter end of the dream where now the toes are being broken up. But guess what? That secret was revealed unto us. We know what's going on. We know why there was a thing called a Brexit and things of that nature. Because that's part of the plans. That's part of the movie, man. The plot, so to speak. You got it, though.
He says, Then Daniel blessed the power of heaven. Daniel answered and said, Blessed be the name of the Most High forever and ever, for wisdom and might are His.
Yep, continue.
And He changes the times and the seasons. He removeth kings and setteth up kings. He giveth wisdom unto the wise and knowledge to them that know understanding.
So as you can see, that secret was going into the rise and fall of kingdoms, man. And going into the end of this world, the end of the so-called white man, the end of Edom, we seeing the symptoms to it now. You got something else? I said you can go back to that same Matthew the 24th chapter, because that, like you said, that was a secret, you know, thing. Going to the Lord giving them the rundown on what to look for before His return. And not everybody can see it. People see it, but they don't understand. They don't know that this is the time where our Lord's about to make His return. Yes, you got it.
If I may, I just add on that the statement that you made earlier. All the prophets have desired to see the return of Yahushua, man.
That's it.
Because they knew that's when the kingdom of heaven was going to be issued. You have to realize that two kingdoms can't rule together. You know, for lack of better words, the Esau kingdom can't spill over to the kingdom of heaven. Like it tells you in the book of Luke 16. It says it's a great gulf fix between the two, man. So these two kingdoms cannot rule together. So that's why we're waiting for the downfall of this kingdom, so the next kingdom can come up. I got a quick precept.
Do what you gotta do, huh?
This is Matthew 13 and verse 17. For verily I say unto you that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see, and have not seen them, and to hear, it's like, and to hear those things which ye hear and have not heard them. If I may, basically, going back to that Acts the first chapter, without at this time, restore again the kingdom of heaven. So even though that wasn't the time right there, you know, hope deferred, making the heart sad. But when the joy of it comes, it's beautiful, man.
It's a tree of life.
It's a tree of life. So it wasn't meant for those different prophecies to be filled out in the Roman Empire. You know, it was meant to be filled out now, man. You know.
Hey, matter of fact, since you said that, just get it real quick. St. Luke 21. Like I said, the desire. This is what we've been anticipating, man. I think it's St. Luke 21 and I think it's like 28 to the point.
I got you.
Yep.
This St. Luke 21 and 28. It says, and when these things begin to come to pass.
See, and when these things begin to come to pass, which is the prophecies, man.
Is it?
You know, things are happening, things are taking place upon the planet Earth. That's why now we almost in April. It just turned 2023. But now we in April, man. It show you how about Shmal Shai is working, man.
Is it?
You got it.
It says, read it again, and when these things begin to come to pass, then look up.
See, then look up. Which we literally do, because the talks about the signs in the heavens, which is going into the different the lunar cycles and the planetary alignments, you know,
even the chariots.
What I was just gonna say, the chariots. You know, but it's saying, cheer up. You know, we in a spirit of rejoicing because the prophecies are taking place. Our bread is not failing.
Is it?
So it said, when we see these things, look up. You got it?
It says, and lift up your head.
See?
For your redemption draweth nigh.
See, because that means our Lord Yahweh Shai is about to make his return, man.
Is it?
Indeed, we are seeing the signs to that. You compare the deliverance to the birth.
Yeah.
When you read 2 Ezra, the 16th chapter, talks about how those sorrows intensifies. Then the deliverance, you know.
And they say when the baby born, rough paraphrase, you don't even remember those sorrows, man. When she birthed a man child.
Man, that's
why I say it's gonna fly away as a dream.
That's it.
You know.
That's it.
Go back to the Matthew 24.
Yeah, you can go back to the same Matthew 24.
Matthew 24 and 23. And he sat upon the Mount of Olives, so like in Matthew 24 and verse 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world?
And guess what? Now we in that time where it's taking place. This what the scene where the end of the so-called white man is taking place. And we're seeing the signs up to it, man. This is the time where the Lord was set to visit Edom. You got it.
It says, and Yahweh Shai answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am a Mashiach, and shall deceive many.
Yeah, and that's, we at the height of deception, to where you actually do have people to say that they the Messiah. You even got false prophets, pseudo-Israelite camps.
Yeah.
You know, as that form of relief. And even they saying they anointed a basketball career. Niggas look for that as their savior, or hitting the studio or college. These are these different false sense of relief. You know, these different exit plans that has been presented in this lifetime, man. Yeah, you got it all.
Yeah,
you got it all.
Because ultimately, it don't lead nowhere. You in the same position that you was 3 years ago. But I know the guy, remember a couple months ago, the guy in Israel, he said the Messiah finally came.
Oh, yeah.
And it kind of find out, he said the nigga was from Spain or some crazy stuff like that, man. It was like around a week or two, get gutter rights over there in Israel was happy because a false savior had hopped in there. But you see those grumblers have quieted down, man. You know, because everybody knows that this guy, he was a false prophet. The information came out that he was born in Spain, and he was basically set up, man. You know,
got made too. Like you said, they in the same position. They gotta go back and re-up. That's why our Lord Yahweh Shai even said, "Whoso drink of the water is gonna thirst again. But whosoever drink of the water that I shall give him, you know, it ultimately is gonna build up to everlasting life, man. You know, but you can continue on that out.
It says, For many shall come in my name, saying, I am a Mashiach, and shall deceive many.
Yep.
And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars.
And that's the thing on the earth.
Yep.
That's pretty much a norm now. It's nothing to get an article concerning weapons being shipped to Ukraine.
Yeah.
Storm
missiles.
Yeah. I was just you know the spirit. You got North Korea.
Yep.
You getting reports of them. What it is, the 800,000 have enlisted in the military. Was that North Korea, I believe?
Yeah, I think so.
They 800,000 listed in their military, man. That's the norm, man. Why? Because we in that time. This is their season. You got it.
Con. It says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled.
Yep.
For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet.
So, and that's the icing on the cake. That war, man. You know, and everything is coming. Everything is coming to a point because before World War III, that hour of temptation have to take place, man.
Yeah.
You know, the Karama is gonna have his time. You know, his solo, so to speak, on the earth, man. Yep. When you read Revelation, the 3rd chapter, it talks about that hour of temptation.
We should try the whole
world. That's it. And that's why you jump down to St. Matthew 24th chapter, you ain't got to get it. But it talks about immediately after the tribulation, that's when the sun is going to be darkened. That's when the destruction is going to take place. You know? So, yeah, we seeing things concerning, really the Lord showing you that you got to actually entertain the idea of World War III, man.
Is it?
Before it actually takes place. It's missiles on the scene now. It's you know, you got the set, you got the background and everything laid out. Everything is now, what it is,
fit for the use.
You know, what it is, not ready, set, go. Lights, camera, action.
Okay.
Lights, camera, action. Everything is put in place. Like you say, you got the missiles lined up. The Lord's gonna bring them into yeah, that's it, man.
They've been doing a lot of military practices lately.
Yes.
And now Poland, they worried about, because they see Russia getting the victory over Ukraine. That's gonna start a lot of shit with NATO and the EU. Yep. You know, somehow, some way, the spirit of the Lord is gonna make prophecy happen. We can see it brewing up. You know.
It. And that's sitting there. Because the Karama is about to happen, man.
Is it?
At the end of the day. Matter of fact, continue.
It says, see that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet.
See, that's the end. You got it.
It says, for nations shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom.
So you're going to have wars on all levels, from a race war all the way to the climax of a world war. And it's going to be in between as well, from food wars, class wars. You know, you got it out.
It says
Civil War.
Is it?
I know it's Trump says it's going to be hell and destruction if he get locked up. And guess what? It's Edomites ready now. Yeah. It wasn't all of them that was at the Capitol. You know. So hey, we said, hey, the everything is coming to its perfection, man. Everything is right on schedule according to Yahweh Hashem Shah.
Is it?
You got it out.
It says, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrow.
See? So all these troubles, man, it's just the beginning, and show you that it's going to be a climax to it. Especially when that Karama come, man. That's going to shake a lot of shit up. That's going to be a part of the earthquakes. Because you actually do have literal earthquakes. What was the latest one?
It's not tier 1, like it's 8 points.
Something like, yeah.
Yeah, it's something somewhat more, but an Asian country.
But that's the norm. You actually got to the point, you got earthquake apps and shit like that, but also earth-shaking events. Because when the Crown Vic came, it wasn't just Goose wearing masks. We had to also wear a face diaper at one point, whether you had to go into a certain established business. You had to wear a face diaper. You know? But that Karama is that's why I said, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell on the earth. So that's gonna be an earthquake as well. You got it out.
Got a quick piece up.
You got it, bro.
2nd Ezra 9:1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself.
And that's going back to those prophets desiring, because the Lord, they asked the Lord when and how, and the Lord gave them a rundown. Matter of fact, go to the previous verse. Matter of fact, it started like 61.
This 2nd Ezra 8 and verse 61. It says, and therefore is my judgment now at hand. These things have I not showed unto all men.
And it says, my judgment now at hand, and it really meant to be read in this time.
Yeah.
Because now is the judgment of the Lord at hand, man.
Is it?
You got it out.
It says, these things have I not shewed unto all men, but unto thee, and if you like thee.
See? So on a few notes, just going back to the Mount of Olives, it was only the 12. That private setting. And today, that's concerning the elect, those that will hear, and tremble at the word of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Those are the ones that's going to actually hear it. That's who this word was revealed unto. You got it?
It says, behold, O Lord, now hast thou shewed me the multitude of the wonders which thou wilt begin to do in the last times.
See? You got it.
But at what time thou hast not showed me.
See, but guess what? Now we here now.
Yeah.
Our desires have been met to actually witness the power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, man. This is that time. That's why we're in a monumental period in history. Well, this time period is going to be talked about forever, man.
Is it?
Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua finna once again glorify his name on the earth, man. This is nothing like what, you got airplanes and shit and this technology.
Cell phones
and shit. The Lord about to throw the kitchen sink in this place, man. But continue.
Can I go back in a second?
Yeah, you can go back. Yep.
It says,
so that's just going back, just going back. That was our desires. Now we seeing and we going back to the sayings, and it's like, this is it.
It's lining up.
Going to the scripture, talk about how great weakness, will take place on the earth. And we here, man, like, what else could you be but Babylon the Great, where you see a tranny, even some sort of commercial, they selling a BLT.
Bacon.
Yeah. What else could we be but Babylon the Great, man? The most wickedest kingdom ever erected.
If I may, that's why I say when thou shalt see these things, you actually see that you in the end, man.
That's it.
It's no hope for Babylon or America bouncing back, man. This is the end all and be all of this wicked ass kingdom, man.
That's right.
Esau falling, the birth and death rate is going off, and plenty more other things. The money is finna crash, and it's finna be a sense of desperation upon the planet Earth, man. And there was a quote that it was a guy philosopher. He said, the more that the empire comes to an end, the crazier its laws gets, man. Be ready for it be a mandatory law for a C-hip to be inside your hand,
See it.
I'm going to go back to this 2nd Ezra.
Yeah, God.
2nd Ezra 9 and verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before.
Yeah, everything is budding forth now. You got it.
Then thou shalt understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made.
And that show you the scripture was meant to be read in this time and to be understood, because you couldn't really go into Joel, the 2nd chapter in 1945 and think that you're going to get the complete understanding. Because he even talks about, there shall be none even after many, there has not ever been the like. Many says, which is going to the missiles. But this is that time period, ultimately, this time right here that we in, where the word was meant to be brought out, man. That's why it tells you in the book of Daniel, the 12th chapter, seal the book until the time of the end. Because now it makes sense. You can go into it and it makes sense. That's why also when you read the book of Daniel, I think like the 9th chapter, you start like the first verse, it talks about Daniel. He understood by the books that the 70 years, was completed after after pretty much Darius the Mede, that when they took Babylon in the night, overnight pretty much. And it made sense when he went back to the records. He went back to Jeremiah.
In line to
and said, yeah, okay. That's what he, yeah, you know. So it's no different today, man. We go into the scriptures and we read about pestilence and war and famine. And niggas say this been happening for years, but not at this high rate. This has been a norm now. What evils is a thing now, man. But you got to know out.
It says, then thou shalt understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made.
Yep. Oh, you got it. Yeah.
And basically, through the spirit power of Yahweh Shai, you know, we can see these things coming to pass, so we know Yahweh Shai coming, man. It even say, will if I should be kindled? Basically, even when the Lord come back, a lot of things are going to be happening, man. It's going to be a lot of people that's going to be scrambling, but everybody going to focus themselves on Yahweh Shai, man. You know, because through the spirit, for the lack of better words, these prophecies is just not happening for GP. No, it's happening for a bigger picture. And what's ultimate that bigger picture for the return of Yahweh Shai, the famine, the sea hip, the hour of temptation, all these things is actually the build up until Yahweh Shai, man. You know? It says, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, and we can see that now. That Ukraine, every week is something different about Ukraine, but even more than that, people are food insecurity. That word is still coming out more and more now, which that's a fancy word for a famine. Food insecurity is coming out more and more. Disability, Jake having mental issues, need a mental health day. It shows you that on all levels that this place is falling, man. You know,
you got it.
But it's even earth shaking events too. You know, it says verse 4. So like, it says, therefore, so like then thou shalt well understand that the Most High. Well
understand. It becomes clear and clear. Why? Because we see things through the testimony of Yahweh Shai. It talks about the path for the just shall be as the shining light. So that show you how we move and operate is through the spirit of prophecy. Because it talks about that how prophecy is compared as a light shining in a dark place. When you read 2 Peter, the first chapter, towards the bottom. But everything is making more and more sense. It tells you're going to well understand. You got it out.
That the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning.
Yeah, so to show you that it was meant to be read in this time. It was meant for it to be read and narrated in this time. That's why it tells you that in Ezekiel the 12th chapter. I will speak it, and then your life is going to come to pass. Because Ezekiel, it was certain things he prophesied him back then, but it was a lot of things that was he prophesied of, and it was meant for this time.
Yeah, the times now.
Now, Isaiah, these prophets of old are back today to bring clarity to,
because they didn't really understand what they was writing down a lot of times, man. Even when like Daniel, you seen it, that statue and things like that. But even Jeremiah, you read Jeremiah 51 and 52 about the arrows and things like that. It make more sense now, man. That instead of a regular bow and arrow with a stone and a piece of wood, no, that arrow is actually talking about a nuclear missile. You see what I'm saying?
The bow of steel.
That bow of steel. Now it makes sense, man. You know. The second verse was
you just stop at verse 5.
Come. It says, for like it's all that is made in the world have the beginning and an end, and the end is made manifest.
So the end of this word is being made manifest. The end of this age, the end of this system, the end of the so-called white man, his reign of terror, is being made manifest by these events that's taking place on the planet Earth. Like you said, they're going back to the different laws and legislations. You got to write so many hundreds of laws concerning the LGB. Every week is another law concerning that. So they just show you the deterioration of this place. I know you did that video, Joe Biden represents America. Well, we seeing that this place is going to a very sharp decline from the minds of the people, the infrastructure, his influence. He's on his way out, and it's being made manifest. You got anything else out? So yeah, Akiman, we just hope that we're edifying. We like to give all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakudash.
Like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Like to say shalom to the elect that teach the word in our true faith and sincerity.
DTA, Abba, soon. Tonight.
Very soon.